My name is Hetal Dave. I live in Vermont, USA. I work for Verndale Corporation. I have been working with Sitecore since 2007, since Sitecore version 5.3, and worked with a bunch of commerce platforms like Microsoft Commerce Server, which was later acquired by Sitecore, and now it has evolved into the new Sitecore Experience Commerce with the Sitecore Commerce 9 release. I have also worked with MediaChase, which is now Episerver, um, UCommerce, Insight Commerce, some commerce. These are the commerce systems, some of them that I've worked with. Currently, I'm working on projects on involving UCommerce and Insight Commerce integrations. And commerce can be challenging, but it's also fun. And over the time, me working with commerce, I have come across some common questions of understanding commerce in its whole, like what e-commerce is all about and what are the terminologies, because people hear some buzzwords and they don't kind of follow, and it becomes really hard, even if you get yourself trained in a commerce platform. I think that doesn't help entirely, but having some sort of background what online commerce actually is, and sort of comparison of online commerce to brick and mortar stores, I thought might help. That is something I have been doing a lot for my colleagues in my previous organization as well as at Verndale, and that's how I got idea of this presentation. And thanks to Annie and Gopi, they reached out to me, and at the same time I was kind of thinking of putting something together like this, and I'm glad that it all worked out. So here we go. So today I'm just going to explain what online commerce is. So at some point it might get a little boring, but I'll try to keep it interesting. So as you can see on the picture, basically what we are talking about is transitioning commerce or shopping that happens in a store to computers or tablets or smartphones or other smart devices. And that's what it's all about. Sitecore Commerce mainly being heavy on the experience side of the things now. So how does this all begin? Let's see. So a typical store, how does it look like? So you go to a store, you enter the store, and you look around, and the store is organized in such a way that you find everything. You can find that, okay, where is menswear, or where is women's wear, or where are the shoes, or where I can buy cosmetics or perfumes or accessories or bags, that kind of stuff. That's a typical brick and mortar stores. It actually, and that same store transpires as an online store. So think of this store entrance and this website homepage as a store entrance. And as you can see, like when you are standing outside the store, you sort of get an idea that there are women clothing there are men's clothing. So it's sort of a departmental store, and you know exactly what you're looking for, and you can find it by moving around in store, because the departments are so visible that you recognize and you find what you need. And that's exactly what we are trying to do on online shopping. And on this screen, like are you looking for something for women or men or shoes, or you're looking for some bed sheets or some towels or handbags, something for your kids, or are you looking for some sort of jewelry? That's all transpires from a brick and mortar store to an online store. And online commerce or e-commerce or digital commerce, call it what you want, it's all about transitioning that experience to the best of the user's perspective. So what is shopping? Let's see. So you enter the store, you look around, you try and find what you're looking for. You found something, you put it in your cart or basket, whatever you are carrying. You come back to the counter, with the items that you want to purchase. You pay on the counter, you pay either cash or you pay by credit card. You collect your bags that, okay, I'm happy, I'm going, and you walk out of the store. Now, how this experience transforms into online. You enter the URL in your browser, that's your entrance. Then you browse, and that's when you come across the very first term of commerce, known as catalog. Now, what is catalog exactly? It's catalog is a menu. So what you were seeing when you entered in the departmental store, uh, right in front of your eyes, now you see that in form of menus. So you see like men, women, kids, jewelry, etc., like all the menus, and you click on something to find something further down. So if you are looking for jewelry, or if you are looking for a ring, you know that you will click on jewelry. If you are looking for shoes, you will click on shoes. Then you find something and you put it in the cart, and the the words or the terms that I have in the brackets are typical commerce world terms that are used. And that's what I'm trying to bring across today. So when you are working on a commerce project, you don't find yourself that, what does that mean? Or you don't find yourself a foreigner to that conversation. So you put something in your cart. A cart is referenced by either cart or shopping basket or shopping cart in e-commerce world. Now comes the fun part. So think of the last 4 steps that you are seeing on your left. You came to the counter, you paid what you needed to pay with your credit card or cash. You collected your bags and you walked out of the store. Those 4 steps become these many steps on online shopping, and that's why that's why making sure that the user has smoothest possible experience so that they are not demotivated from purchasing online. This is where all the fun and all the challenges are. So how this is different? So you come to the counter, so you are present there in person. So you are making all the steps manually or yourself that you need, but now what you need to do, so you are placing an order. So first thing, you need to provide a shipping address that I'm sitting on my computer and I need to tell this business or this website where to ship my order or where to send my order. So that would be your shipping address. Then you will need to provide your billing address, that what is your billing address, and your billing address is always typically the address associated with your credit card. And I will go into detail for that in later slides. Then you enter your payment information, and that's where some security concerns come in, because now as a customer you are entering your credit card number, your very personal information that you would not share. So it becomes that business's responsibility to make sure that your data or your personal information is secured. Then you make sure that you have entered, then you come to this final page, and then you review it all, make sure that you entered your address correct, there is no typo, make sure that your billing address is correct, your payment information is correct, and then you place or submit the order just with the click of a button. So that's where typically this would mean that, okay, I'm done, I paid and I walked out of the store. But once you do that for e-commerce, there are few things that will happen behind the scene after you are done placing the order. You get an order confirmation email. That means that the business is now committed to, it's sort of a receipt, an online receipt. So now business is committing to deliver the goods that you have purchased by using the funds that you have authorized them by providing your credit card information. Then, and few things happen, not necessarily, but most online businesses are doing that these days, that they also send you an email when your order is shipped. So this is where the experience comes in picture, that you get your order confirmation email, then you get another nice email that your order is shipped. It's trying to add a personal touch because you are not personally present for that experience. So this is basically a business trying to enhance your online shopping experience so that you would shop online more. Then when you get the shipment email, depending whether the company provides that service or not, you would also have a tracking number or a tracking link in your shipment email. And when you click that link, you can actually track exactly where your order is. And based on your shipping provider that your company is using, you may even exactly know when your order will be delivered. So that's nice. So you know that your order will be delivered likely in 3 days or 4 days. Or if you are using something like Amazon Prime, you know that your order is guaranteed to be delivered in 2 days. And then you finally receive your order. So that's how like a brick and mortar store and e-commerce shopping experience transforms. So now let's look at how that whole add to cart stuff looks like. So imagine you are walking into the store, and then think of the word catalog. Catalog means the entire store. Whatever is in the store is what catalog is. So what the store has. When you enter a store has departments like men, women, kids, shoes, cosmetics, etc. So those are called departments. Then each department would have categories. So when you go to men's department, maybe you will look for shirts or trousers. If you go to women's department, maybe you will look for skirts or tops or blouses. If you go, or you would look for shorts or suits, sandals, flip-flops, perfumes, etc. So that's the category. So you went to the men's department, and now you found where the shirts are, and then you found the shirt that you want, or you found the pair of sandals that you want. So that's your product or sale group or sellable product. Depending on which platform you are working on, those words could and would change, but most of the time it's like product or product family or product group or sale group or sellable product. It's same word, but category and department are mostly identical in almost all commerce platforms that I have worked with so far. Now, once you select that, you found the shirt that you were looking for, but now you are looking for a particular color, and that's what we call in commerce or e-commerce term a variant. And a variant usually doesn't affect the price. So it doesn't matter, as long as you found a shirt worth say 500 rupees or 1,000 rupees or 1,500 rupees, it doesn't matter whether you buy a red shirt or blue shirt or white shirt or black shirt. The price is going to remain the same unless there is a drastic difference or there is a huge difference in sizes, and that's how the business wants to price the shirts, or you choose a different fabric and that could change the price. But in that case, that shirt will not be a variant now. So there is a group of products, and inside that group of products you have these other multiple items or products that are called variants in e-commerce terminology. So, and then there are some interesting crossovers at the time. So think of and this is where online commerce gets really interesting. If you are in a shirts, if you are in a men's department looking for a shirt, how likely you will see a pair of shoes lying right next to it? Not very much possible. It's very much possible when you are browsing online because you can either browse that you are in the men's department, and in the men's department you are looking for shoes. So the websites are smart enough to track where you are coming from and take you to the right place. So if you clicked on men's, and then if you clicked on shoes, you will see men's shoes. You are not going to see shoes for both men and women and kids. Like, you are not going to see all shoes. You are only going to see men's shoes. Similarly, if you are on the shoes, then if you click on shoes department, then you might see like men, women, and kids. So that's where these crossovers get interesting, and that's where the online catalog browsing experience becomes really interesting. So once you find what you are looking for, then comes the prices, and that's like the fun gets more and more interesting. It gets more and more interesting. There are so many kind of prices, but if you understand what each type of price means in the e-commerce terminology, then you won't find it that hard. And these prices are called like actual price or sale price or base price or member price. So you just kind of want to pull your head out, like, what do I pay exactly? Just tell me. So when you are browsing a website, it's just like you are in a store, and you go to a particular aisle that says clearance or sale, and then you look at an item that shows this item was originally this much, but now it's this much. And oh, by the way, there is additional discount, so you actually pay this much. Now think of that, all of that happening online. So there is base price. So it's sort of a self-promotion of the product, if you will. You will see like a price that is base price, and that price will be crossed out to make you feel better that, oh, that's not what I'm paying. And then you will see if there is a site-wide promotion going on, you will see, oh, additional 10% or 25% discount that makes you feel even better. And then you will see you pay or actual price or final sale price, and then you will see the price that you will pay, and that price will not be crossed out. So that's the price you pay. That's what you see online, but there is a deep and complicated, at times, depending what your project's requirements are, that logic can get really complicated really fast. And if you are not careful, you could end up with a unnecessary scope creep. So whenever you are dealing with that kind of component or that kind of functionality, be very much aware to not to overcomplicate things, because online commerce is nothing but making things simpler for a customer, which means that you have to make sure that the most complicated piece of requirement that you have, how you can most simply implement that. So that way you are not only helping your client, but you are also helping the customer who is going to purchase those products online. So pricing, again, very important aspect of the online shopping experience. Then comes, is it available? And this is where most online businesses try to create panic. At times when you are browsing products online and you will see only 5 left or only 7 left. So that's where the word inventory comes in picture. Think of this, think of it like this. You went to a store, you like a red color shirt, but it's not available. You are not able to find that shirt in your size, or you are not able to find that skirt in your size. So you go to customer service desk and you ask them, can you please check if this is available in my size? This is the size that I'm looking for. So they will go and check somewhere. So most likely there is a warehouse behind the store where they are storing all the deliveries that they get, and she will check on their internal system that how much we received and do we have this shirt available in this size, and she will be able to tell you that, sorry, they are all sold out. Oh, or there are 2 left, let me go find one for you. That's what inventory is all about. Now, inventory is also another fun part. And I won't go in too much detail, but I'm just putting some thoughts in your minds so you can go off and do some Googling on that. You wanna look for real-time inventory and cached inventory. And these two are very significantly different ways of showing or displaying inventory on your website, real-time inventory and cached inventory. And again, this can get complicated real fast. So make sure you understand the difference between cached inventory and real-time inventory. That would be your sort of your homework. You can go and Google these terms, and you will find tons of articles and tons of information on that. We have to cover more slides, so I won't go into too much detail because today's session I'm just focusing on give you guys just rough idea what is online commerce all about. So after all of that, you add the product to cart. So again, imagine yourself in a store. You have a cart that you are dragging along with you. You found something that you liked, so you put it in your cart, and that's what this add to cart button does online. And so when you click on add to cart button, few things happen. If there is a variant, the system or your website will pick up exactly which variant you want, exactly which size you want, exactly which item you want, and all of that drills down to another term called SKU, SKU, and that's the unique identity or unique identifier for that one item that you are purchasing. So that's what happens when you click add to cart. Guys, if you have any questions and if I'm going too fast, just ping me in the chat and I'll be more than happy to answer your question. So this is how a typical cart looks like. I wouldn't say typical, but in general, you would see the item. And again, all of this is presentation, so anything could change based on what and how the business wants to present. And what are the other things that the business wants to advertise or make sure that you are aware of. Few things you can do in the cart is like, for example, if this item is available in multiple colors, maybe you can change the color here. You can update the quantity here. And this is what I was talking about when I was talking about inventory, indicating that yes, this product is in stock, and it usually ships within 2 business days. Now, all of this could change based on how the client or how the business wants to represent the information. Each of the information, each piece of information that you are seeing is tied to some sort of, tied to a commerce entity product. And the product has an inventory, product has variance, product has price. Going back to pricing, sometimes the pricing could come from the variant label. I'm currently actually working on a project with Annie, so I think, I know she will be able to relate. If you are buying a diamond ring, that diamond ring, and if you are buying like a 0.2 carat diamond versus 0.5 carat diamond, it's not going to be the same price. So it is possible that if you changed something like this here, the price could change. So that's again something to just keep in mind, that any action you take in any on product or cart could change things. It could change your total. It could change your shipping cost. It could change the tax that you pay on your purchase, etc. And if you have noticed, in this cart we have item, delivery, quantity, and price. So what this whole thing is like, as I mentioned before, it's cart, basket, shopping cart, shopping basket, etc., whatever you want to call it. How do you define this thing? So you will hear this word a lot, cart lines or line items or items, and that's what this is. And because these items are presented in terms of rows in the cart, that's why they are referred to as line items or cart lines, and they are usually like displayed in a table row format. So if you have multiple items in your cart, you will see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are the terms to keep in mind when you are talking about cart items or cart lines or line items. This is what the client is referring to, or this is what your commerce lead is referring to when they are talking about cart lines or line items, etc. Reward points. So what are reward points? So as you are all saying here that enter a promo code. So there could be some reward points that you want to redeem, or there are some discounts that you want to apply on your cart, or you have some coupon code that you want to enter. So that is something you will enter here, and then when you click on apply, as I mentioned before, any action you take anywhere within the commerce area is going to do something. So when you click on apply, based on the discount that you are now qualifying for, and by the way, it's not only you, just by entering a coupon, you may or may not qualify for a discount if this item is not a participating item in that for that discount. So these are the kind of things to keep in mind. I'm just putting thoughts, and I'm just giving you a large picture of e-commerce. So reward point is also another mean of having a sort of discount on your order. So it's not going to affect the price of the product that you are buying, but it's going to affect the final amount that you pay for this order. So maybe you have, if any of you are doing shopping through Amazon or Amazon Prime, on Amazon they have these rewards points that you accrue with every purchase, and then you have like few points, and then you can actually use those points instead of using the funds from your credit card. That's what this reward point is all about. And again, on cart, on item, member discounts, or redeeming reward points. So what's the difference between discount on cart and discount on item or member? So for member discount, I will explain in later slides, but on cart and on item, so what does it mean by having a discount on cart? So maybe there is a promotion going on that if your order total is say $99 or $50, you get free shipping. So that's like general discount. It doesn't it's not exclusive of anything. But then there can be a situation when you are purchasing something, and that something, when you buy, you might get another item for free, or there is an associated gift item with that you get free, or there are discounts applied to only bedding and kitchen items, but not for clothes. So in that case, if you have, say, a shirt in your cart and you apply a coupon that's only applicable on cooking wear, you will not be able to qualify for that discount. So that's a discount on item. And redeem reward point, we already talked about. Now, coupons are another interesting entity. There could be a public coupon. So there could be like a email blast sent out to everyone's email address that the business has with a common coupon code. Say that coupon says sell 123 or sale 2018, and me, you, me, Annie, or everyone on this call for that matter could have that same coupon, sale 2018, and we can all use that same coupon code, and we will get, say, 10 or 15% discount. That's public coupon. Then there is one-time use coupon, and the one-time use coupon are used in multiple way and in multiple scenarios. Say you purchased something and the item turned out to be bad. Shirt was torn, or the shoes was broke. The pair of shoes that you bought was broken. You returned that item, and as a gesture of goodwill, now the business gives you a one-time use coupon that next time when you purchase from us, we'll give you 25% discount, so that you don't turn away from that website or from that online business to go purchase the same similar pair of shoes from another business. So it's sort of a goodwill and mutual respect for the better user experience, and showing their commitment towards you. Then there could be one-time use coupons generated in a blast and being sent out in an email blast to better track who exactly used that coupon. And then there are multiple ways. So that coupon must be used by a user who has an email address of xyz@yahoo.com, and if I send or if I share that coupon with somebody else who's probably going to use a different email address, that coupon may not work. So those are the interesting things that happen in the coupons world. So something to think about. And again, all these terminologies that we have heard in our day-to-day brick and mortar store purchasing, those same terminologies still apply, but the logics could get really complicated. So few buzzwords to take away from this slide, like cart, basket, line items, cart lines, discounts, coupons, etc. And the sales tax, another fun parameter. Now tax can get really complicated, and I know with everything I'm discussing, I'm saying it could get really complicated. Not to scare you guys, but to make you guys aware that when you are working on a commerce project, be always very diligent or knowing and making sure that you are not unknowingly pulling yourself and your client that you are working for into a scope creep, because these are all very dangerous points that could get you into scope creep. Sales tax calculations are based on basically the geolocation. So the way taxes are calculated in India is different than the way taxes are calculated in US are different, or in Europe are different, or in China, the way the taxes are calculated is different. So depending on the scope and the reach of the online business that you are developing e-commerce platform for, you have to make sure to integrate the tax calculation with the right tax calculation algorithm or right tax calculation surveys. And that's where some external integration come in picture, that for any given country, say if you are developing a multilingual or globalized online platform for a business client, then you need to make sure that you are working with the right providers so that you can get the correct calculations on the tax. Otherwise, that business could get penalized pretty high. And all of this comes down to cart total. So this is how it makes you happy that I'm paying $15 almost, but I saved $35. So the moment I see that, and it's a psychology, the moment I see that this $15 are not going to pinch me that much, because I'm looking at the big number, and that big number is telling me that I'm not paying that, but I'm paying that. And there is shipping added. We will talk about shipping more in the later slides. There is estimated tax. We talked about taxes, and that's how your cart total comes in picture. And again, as I mentioned before, anything changes here, your cart total is likely to be updated. And then there is this mini cart. If you are browsing your site, you added something to your cart, and then you went on to and then you click on another link, you will see something like this on top of every single page that you are browsing, and that's called a mini cart, which keeps track of how many items do you have in your cart. And that functionality, again, depends on how your client wants you to implement that. One thing to understand is the number of items in your cart is actually number of rows. So you could have 2 of these. That will not transpire as 2 in this cart. It's 1 line item, but the quantity of that line item is 2. So it's very important to understand that difference. But if I have a pot and a pair of shoes, then I would see 2 line items here. Whatever is presented here is number of line items, not the quantity of those line items. And now we begin the checkout. So to get into the checkout, there are 2 ways. As you can see here, you can either sign in and you can tell them that, oh, I have been shopping on this website and I'm a returning customer, which means you can sign in, or you can check out as guest. If you don't want to create an account, or maybe if you don't want to sign in, you can check out as guest. Now, the most companies encourage you to create an account so that one, you get a better experience because your shipping address or your billing address, or depending on the uh, business's compliance for persisting credit card payments, you can even save your credit card information on their system so that next time when you come in for shopping, you don't have to go through entering all the information again. You just click and you are done. There are two pieces to that. One, it's ease to you purchasing what you need, and when you have all these when you make that all that information available to your customer, the time to think is reduced. So I'm less likely to I'm not likely to think too much before I click the place order button if I didn't have to go through all other steps. So basically, it's the turnover time. It's quicker conversion time, as they call. That the quicker the customer is able to process through the checkout, the more they are likely to come back and the more they are likely to spend money. And of course, they will always know that they are served with the best experience. So based on, you can decide whether you want to check out as guest and whether you want to check out as a signed in user. And again, if you sign in, maybe for your membership level, there are some discounts available, and you will be able to leverage those discounts. And maybe it's possible, even for checkout as guest, at the end of the checkout, sometimes they are encouraged to create an account, and there will be a mention that if you create an account now, we will give you 25% off on your order. So that's that aspect too. Shipping and delivery. So shipping is, again, it's all the forms: your first name, last name, address, city, state, zip code, phone number, and the shipping methods that kind of gives you how soon you will get your item and what are the costs for shipping that order. So based on what you will select, your shipping cost will change. And sometimes if there is a tax on your shipping cost, this tax could also change. Typically, first name, last name, address, line, city, state, zip are required fields. But again, it could change from client to client, but I haven't come across a project yet where at least these fields will not be required. These are generally the required fields, except for address, line 2 and phone number. And on some shipping address forms, you will also see email address as a required field, so that at the end, when they want you to create an account, everything is just pre-filled for you, and all you have to do is type a password. So what happens on the shipping page? You enter a shipping address, you select the shipping method, then you, based on the shipping cost that you are seeing, that do I really want to pay $30 shipping cost for a $15 item? Maybe not. Shipping provider. So there are, like, many of you guys must have heard names like FedEx, DHL, etc. Those are shipping providers. So if I'm buying from an online business, that business itself is not shipping things for me. They have hired these companies like DHL or FedEx to ship that item to me, and that's where the shipping provider comes in picture, and that integration comes in picture. So that's another term that you would hear a lot. That, okay, let's talk about shipping. So who is your shipping provider? Who you are selecting as your shipping provider? It's possible sometimes the client would ask you to recommend a shipping provider, and that's when you can recommend maybe FedEx or DHL or UPS or USPS, etc. Or the client would have a preferred shipping provider, and all you have to do is integrate that shipping provider's interface within your application, so that the shipping method and shipping costs are calculated correctly. We discussed about address fields, and the required fields would be validated. There is another interesting aspect of address validation that some businesses, most businesses that I worked on project for are doing these days. Identifying where you are shopping from and displaying a zip code or if and then displaying a city and state based on your geolocation. That's one aspect. Second aspect is you entered a shipping address, and based on the shipping provider that they have integrated with, they will be able to validate your address real time. And if they find any anomaly in your address, they'll be able to suggest you that we think this is the correct address. Are you sure you still want to ship to the address that you originally entered? Now be careful what happens. That if you select the address that they are suggesting with minor corrections, like for example, you have entered street and they are suggesting ST, fine. If you still, but sometimes if there are more further discrepancies, and if you still choose to ship to the address that you have originally entered, that shipping provider might charge the business some extra money for making sure that the goods are delivered in the right place. So these are the things to keep in mind when you are doing that kind of address validation. Billing address, and again, this user experience that we are saying, like the fields are red and all that is UX. You can determine however you want to show those error messages, but I just wanted to show an example of errored out form. There is another option. You can use your shipping address. So if you check this checkbox, you can expect all of these fields to be filled with the information that you entered in your shipping form. Okay. Payments. So businesses would offer payment options. You could have a gift card that somebody gave you as a gift, and you say of $100, and you want to use that gift card. Then you would enter that gift card's number, or the business has given you a reward card and you have that reward card with you, and you want to use that reward card against your order that you are trying to place. Then you can pay by credit card, and depending the credit cards that the business wants to support, you can pick and choose a credit card and then enter your credit card details and place your order. Or you can pay through completely a third-party integration, so something like PayPal. So when you click on PayPal, a dialog box typically comes up and tells you that you are being redirected to PayPal now. So you would need to have a PayPal account to be able to use that kind of payment method. You enter your credit card information in the PayPal interface. PayPal processes your payment and comes back and tells you that it's good, and that dialog then closes down. And then now the business has your payment information. So like that's what the payment option is. So understand the difference between payment options and payment methods. So these are the payment options: gift or reward card, or credit card, or PayPal. Depending on the nature of the business, if it's a B2B business, they also have another payment type called invoices, which means that a dealer or a retailer is placing an order with the wholesale goods provider, and they are saying that we want, say, 5,000 shirts delivered on invoice, which means that the shirts will be delivered sort of on credit, and then they will pay with the invoice, and that's like the B2B way of transaction. And then with each method, you will have with each options you would have a method. So if you choose gift or reward card, then you have payment method either by a gift card or by the reward card. But if you choose credit card, then you have these methods available. So understand the difference between terminology when we say payment options and payment methods, and similarly shipping options and shipping methods. And there is another payment type, credit line, that I'm currently working with. It's called the PayPal credit. So basically, it's applying for a credit line real time. So you say that I want to pay the amount that I have to pay within 6 months, and then PayPal sort of processes your credit profile and lets the business know that yes, this person is reliable, and you can let them pay within the next 6 months, and then business will allow you to submit the order. And that's when the term payment provider comes in picture. Mainly, the ones that I worked with are PayPal and Authorize.net, but there are many more. And if you just look for online payment providers, you will see like tons of out there. These are the two things you will hear a lot when you are validating. Now, you also need to validate your payment. So you enter your credit card detail. The AVS check means that the credit card number and expiry and the billing address that you have entered, the credit card provider, in this term, like if you choose, say, American Express, now you could have any American Express, or you have a Visa, you could have any Visa, you have Amazon Visa, or you could have Macy's Visa, but ultimately it all goes down to Visa. Visa is going to now validate your billing address and your credit card if they match or not. If they don't match, your AVS check will fail. So that's what the AVS check is all about. The second is CVV check. So after the AVS check passes, the credit card provider now checks for the security number that you have entered on the credit card with the credit card details. And if that doesn't match, your credit card will not be authorized for that order. So these are the two terms to remember, AVS and CVV check for the credit card payments. So all of that is done. Now you come to the review order page, and you can review or edit your shipping address. You can edit your shipping methods. So this is like the final step before you click on place order, that makes sure everything is how you want it. If you want to add a couple of other items, you can go back to the shopping bag, or sometimes it's like go back to shopping, and that will take you back to the home page. Again, that's depending on how the client wants to design their flow. And after reviewing everything, you submit your order. And once you submit the order, what happens when you click the place order button? Your payment authorization happens. So first time when we talked about AVS and CVV check, it's like this credit card is okay, and there are no problems with this person using this credit card, they all match. In authorization, what happens that the amount that you are placing this order for, that much fund is now reserved on your credit card. Not yet charged, but reserved, and that's what authorization is. That now your credit card is authorized. You have authorized this business to charge your credit card when the time comes for $53.33. Then all of that happens. Your order is placed or processed. You get to order confirmation page. You get order confirmation email. Then your purchase order, like the term that you would hear is purchase order. So now there is no longer a cart or a basket or a shopping cart, but now it's purchase order. So that's what you would see on the order confirmation page. You would get an order confirmation email. Now what happens to the cart? Once you place the order and now you get the order confirmation, so an order was created, your cart is empty. Isn't that you do when you walk out of the store? Your cart is empty. There is nothing on your cart because you are carrying all the bags. So that's exactly what happens in online business. Most commerce platforms address these automatically, that when you click on submit order, most commerce platform has an API that you use, and you provide the cart as a parameter that this is the cart, and the cart will have all the parameters: shipping, billing, payment, etc., depending on the platform that you are using. And the platform API will automatically convert that cart into an order and then empty your cart. So that's what happens. Now what? So the next term that you are going to hear is order fulfillment, which means that once you place the order, unlike you walking out of the store with your bags in your hand, now people are going to be at work to make sure that you get what you have ordered. And that's what order fulfillment is all about. So there will be an order shipment, which means something, a parcel that's being shipped to you. And if you remember, you did authorize the payment. So once the order is shipped, then only the business can process the payment. And again, that is different from country to country, depending on what the transaction laws are. For example, in US, until the order is shipped, you cannot charge the card. So that's the term. When the business finally charges your card, it's called the payment settlement, which means that I have shipped goods, I have served the customer. Now I need you to process the money. And all of this happens behind the scene without us customers knowing about it. But being engineers, we actually get to do all this work. We get to implement all these flows, and that's where the fun is. Once then you get a shipment email, you can track your order or shipment, and all of this is happening behind the scene for you. And people like us implementing this functionality so customers can track their orders. And then you receive your order. So that's how your online shopping experience transforms from a brick and mortar store to online shopping. Now, take away from this. So what are the buzzwords, or I used to call like, what are the things that I found myself Googling a lot just to understand what the heck my tech lead was talking about when I was earlier working on commerce projects. Catalog schema or catalog structure. So this is basically creating a database. If you think of it as a database, creating all those database tables for those departments or categories or products, sale groups, variants, etc. So creating that hierarchy with the proper normalization so that you can process that data in a most efficient way, at the same time display products to the user with the best and smoothest user experience. So catalog schema and catalog structure is something that you will hear a lot, or say a lot if you work on when you work on a commerce project. Contact, user, customer. So very important to understand difference between these terms. A contact, if we think about Sitecore terminology, for example, a contact could be a profile card contact or profile contact card, or an analytic or an experience profile contact. A user is actually the user who signs in with an email or user ID and password. And a customer is who places the order. So a user is very much likely to have maybe only 4 fields: first name, last name, email address, and password. But the customer is the one that holds the most information, like addresses for shipping, for billing, payment information, orders, if there were any orders placed in past. Data load for products and customers, order schema, fulfillment, AVS, CVV, B2C, B2B, C2C, omni-channels, which means all the channels by which you can have the customers have online purchase experience, product information management, customer relationship management, ERP, DAM, order integration, customer contact integration, search, facets, filters, cross-sells, upsells. Your time is worth spent on understanding all of these terms and some pain points, identifying them in an earlier cycle of the project, and be very much aware of this, that these are the things that could get your project into a risk at a risk level, or introduce some sort of scope creep. This is how some of the commerce management tools look like. The typical business management tools would be catalog, orders, customers, and marketing. And I have some screenshots. So this is like Sitecore commerce screenshot. That's how this looks like. And this is another e-commerce project that I'm working on. So as you can see, catalog manager has become merchandising here, and there is separate inventory management. There is pricing, there is promotions, which is discounts, coupons, and we have a promotion manager here. We have orders here and order manager here. Customer and relationship definitions is like cross-sell and upsell, that if you buy something, the business might suggest, oh, you might also like this. Those are known as relationship definitions. These are some interesting commerce platforms. Some of them I have worked with, some of them I have maybe just explored. And if you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me, to my Twitter handle or to my LinkedIn. Check out my blog. I think I've written some nice posts about installing some of these platforms. And if you run into any issues, if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to help. That's all I had.
Thank you, Hetal.